So before I get into the video, I just want to read a particular comment that I read in my last video talking about DanDaDan and just explain very quickly before I actually get into my overall review why I find the community funny, but also find that a lot of people don't understand what words mean. I quote, "I would also say that Momo also has a harem of her own, so that in itself makes it less of a harem and more of a regular romance story." That is a harem. You just said, oh, because she has a harem and he has a harem, that then makes it not a harem. Which is also funny because in the previous part of that comment, they turn around and say it's not a harem because he doesn't have multiple love interests, only two, and not any more than that, but then proceeds to say, oh, well, because she also has a harem and he has a harem, that counteracts each other. This is why I can't have serious conversations with DanDaDan fans. And I wouldn't even say they're probably DanDaDan fans. I don't want to be mean, but I just want to point out that people openly admit that it's a harem and then turn around and say, oh, it's not a harem. Again, there is nothing wrong with it being a harem. It's just a load of fun. And also saying that the third girl in the love interest is just there for gags so it doesn't count, that still doesn't work the way that you think it works. I get that the word harem has a negative sort of vibe behind it, an aura, as I mentioned in my last video, but it still makes it a harem, and there's nothing wrong with that. Because DanDaDan is absolutely batshit shit insanely fun. It is one of those animes that I feel like is just something that I went in because of all the drama around it. Like, the community is so goddamn toxic. Like, you don't want to interact with the community because, especially online, I've got a couple of friends that in real life that watched DanDaDan, were watching it before I started watching it, and one of them was cosplaying as the main female love interest, so Momo, I think is the word, and yeah, that got me more interested. I was like, okay, she's enjoying it, some of my other friends are watching it. And I saw the drama, and I just saw some of the clips, and I was like, oh, aliens, spirits, this kind of interesting chemistry and mix together. And I was like, you know what, I'll give it a try. What's the harm? And the colors also just really draw you in. And I gotta say, I loved it from start to finish. It was a roller coaster of roller coasters. But I was reading a lot of comments complaining about DanDaDan, and one of them was that, and I thought about it, and I kind of came up with this fun little counterpoint, was that people were saying, oh, well, there's no real focus of the main story, that, oh, it never really delves much into it. Like, the whole point is him trying to find his balls, right? He gets most of it. It's like one left, right? And I don't know what happens after he gets the final one, if that happens in season 3 or after or whatnot. That doesn't matter to me. But the complaint was in seasons 1 and 2 that the story never really develops. And I kind of thought to myself, I was like, well, I don't care. Because to me, DanDaDan is like playing Zelda Tears of the Kingdom, in that, yes, there is a story, there is a main story there, but it is so open world that you end up just kind of getting sidetracked in all these side quests and all these fun shenanigans going on. That's what DanDaDan feels like to me. It feels like this massive open world, and they're always getting distracted by crazy stuff going on. Like, they're trying to sort out his balls, right? They need to find his balls, all right? His balls are gone missing, and he really needs to find his balls. But for some reason, people keep distracting him from his balls. And because of that, he can't find his balls, which is really upsetting him because he needs his balls to be completed as a man so that he can continue chasing the girl that he potentially wants her to fondle his balls. I'm just coming up with as many ways to say the word balls in a sentence and watching you all trigger and go, how dare you keep saying the word balls? I'm sorry, he's looking for his balls. Or ball, in this case. The fact that I said balls that many times, you're probably getting triggered because it should have been a ball instead of balls. But still, we're talking about seasons 1 and 2. Okay, we'll get back to the main story. I'm sorry, I won't say the word balls anymore from now on. So, when it comes to the story of him finding his balls, he gets side distracted a lot. Because, well, his balls have gone missing. I just like pissing people off at this point. I can't keep a straight face. it is just a fun story. That's the thing about DanDaDan, is I don't take it serious. It's just so much fun. It's just so silly, but there's so many side quests going on. Like, yeah, there's a situation where they're like, oh my god, we found his balls. Or ball, in this case, at the end of season 2. And so they go chase it, and then they end up fighting some, like, weird creature thingamabobbly, turn into a mecha thing, and then an alien chick makes out with or kisses him. And it's just like, I just love everything about it. I'm just like, my god. Except that annoying dude. The annoying dude that does the weird poses that's in the mecha dude. I hope he gets run over by a kaijin. But I have a bad feeling he's going to stay very relevant in the story, because he drives me up a wall. I don't like him. We gotta... I just don't... I don't know. But that's the thing. There's so much going on in the story. There's so much chaos. There's so much pure silliness in it. And the colours and the atmosphere and the music. The music and, like, those little tunes that they play in certain specific points is just phenomenally perfectly timed. The explosions, the action scenes, the animations, the pacing. It's just... everything about this anime is so stupidly fun. Like, it is the most stupidest anime, and yet it is so fun to watch. It was just like, I was hooked on it. And I was like binge watching season 1, got into season 2, and I was jaded. Because I thought season 1 was 2 cores. And I was like getting at the end of like the second core material, and I was like, oh, where's more episodes? I thought I was getting close to season 2, and I was like, oh, this is season 2. Oh, I just finished it. Oh, now I have to wait. Oh, season 2's over. Yeah, season 3's announced, but I still have to wait for season 3. I'm just like, ugh. Alright, fine, I'll go read the manga. I don't really read mangas for a lot of things, because I've got a lot of other mangas that I've got to catch up on. But it was just one of those where I was like, you know what, I'll space it out. Maybe I'll read like 5 chapters a day and just kind of pace my way through it. Because it's like 5 chapters a day. It's like, math be hard. Like 150 a month. I don't know. Whatever. It's hard math, right? Oh, no, it's more than that. I'm stupid. Or is it not? I don't know. I just kept thinking about balls and I just got side distracted. Irrelevant. The grandmother's really hot, by the way. Can we just talk about her for a minute? This video is so off track. It is so poorly worded. Everything is chaotic, just like this anime. But I just want to know, I have seen so much art of that grandma doing stuff to him that I'm just like, that in itself piqued my interest. Even though I know it's not in the anime, I still really would clap her cheeks. Like, dude, she is so hot. My god. And at least the anime points it out. Like the Crusader chick, I call her the Crusader chick, which is the other love interest, which is like some zealot chick. I forget names, so we're giving nicknames. Zealot chick, Crusader chick, chick with the long red hair. Her pointing out that the grandma is like really young looking, even though she's old, and it's just like, yeah, that still doesn't change the fact that I want to bang her. And then I always see the same memes every week. It's like, I love her grandma, and then I love her grandma with the grammar thing, and it's just like the difference between them, and I'm just like, yes. I don't know. Whenever I think about the anime, my brain just scatters everywhere, because there's so many fun little things, like the music, the song as well, like the Exorcism song, that was so good. And then it went through the copyright issues. I had it downloaded so fast your head would have spun. I've listened to that song. The English version of that song is really good. Like, really good. Like, actually phenomenal. I've listened to that song like 600 billion times. It is just so good. But just the way, like, they add these characters in, the chemistry to the story, you can't take anything serious, but yet it's, I don't know, I just take it so serious. It's just become my life. I just became obsessed about DanDaDan. That's why I was, like, waiting for season 2 to end, and I was like, oh, I really don't want to spend more time reading another million things, but I was like, this is just so good. But at the same time, as I said at the start of the video, don't get involved with the community. The community is just a cesspit. If you enjoy DanDaDan, my best advice is do not interact with the online community, which is a bad mistake for me making a video about it, because my comments are going to be riddled with a bunch of people having absolute spaz attacks. That's what blocking's for. So yeah, like I said, I love DanDaDan. I love the chemistry. I love the characters. I love the silly nature of it. I love the way they are able to add characters in and keep most of the characters that are more important relevant. How they can introduce characters, take characters out, and just kind of keep the chemistry going. The romance aspect as well, I think, is really well done. Introducing characters that have love interests, some not so serious, some more serious. It still makes it a harem, cry all you want. But I don't think that's the thing, it's not the main focus. Because you know who the end game is. You know that it's between two individuals. The rest are all just flavor and chemistry. They're side quests. The little moments that they have together is so heartwarming. Like, it starts off like one of those where it's like, those awkward little moments. Like, I saw some people complaining like, oh, this is so stupid the way that he ignored it as he was past it. And I'm like, yeah, I bet you would do the same if a really hot chick was interested in you and you look like a delinquent. You would absolutely be sitting there going, oh, what do I say? Oh, I don't know what to say. Because most of the people in the comment section that sit there and pretend they're Riz masters probably have the emotional capacity of a teaspoon. So they would probably absolutely fizzle up in the brain. I was the same in high school. I had two really hot chicks try to flirt with me in high school. And my brain broke. It was like deep fried almost permanently. I've only now still recovered. And my God, now finding my actual old high school photos, I question why they even spoke to me. My God, was I ugly in high school. I found photos recently. I was going through covers. Side story. We're doing a side story here while we're in the side story of the anime. Yeah, I found old photos, and my God, I was like, Jesus Christ, I am the most ugliest gremlin that I've ever seen. I buried those photos at the bottom of a cupboard. I was almost tempted to light them on fire with some salt and holy water, but I didn't want to destroy stuff. But yeah, it's just one of those where you understand the chemistry between the characters, the fun back and forth, why he is so awkward, but why she's also drawn towards him. Because there's that similarity, like the aliens, the spirits, and all that kind of stuff. Like, they can have that fun back and forth, those conversations. But also there's a deep building of trust there because she knows that he will have her back, and that bonding moment. Like, it's not just, oh, well, he's hot, she's hot, let's, like at the start, that's kind of what she was chasing, like the attractive looking guys, but then something drew her to him that was a lot more than just looks. Yes, there is also that component that he kind of reminds her of someone else, but there's a lot more to it. That kind of feels like it was the catalyst that got her interested, and then she started to see him for more than what he is. That he wants to be someone more, he wants to keep pushing it, he wants to be able to protect her. But the chemistry between them, the interactions and the way that they can talk to each other about interesting stuff, and also the fact that they both are going through similar situations and are involved in these situations allows them to bond so much well. So it makes complete sense why they are interested in him. And I love the way the anime kind of illustrates those romantic moments of holding hands and little simple little things, right? It all makes sense why they are the way they are. And then you have Crusader chick just constantly being a speed bump, and now she's dead. I'm just gonna run this part. Yeah, she's died. She will never be coming back again. I totally didn't check afterwards if she came back. She is actually properly gone. That building exploded. She did not survive. I don't care what you think. Shut up. Shut up. I know what you type in the comments. Shut up. Okay? She's dead. She's gone. I love all the memes online, and everyone's just like, yeah, she's dead, the building blew up, and people are like in the comments, well, actually, she's not actually dead. Like, that's the joke. Shut up. Shut up. That's, like I said, that's the one thing I hate about the DanDaDan community. You can't have any fun. You can't have a joke. Because everything is taken way too serious by these. It is clear that the most annoying part of the community is a bunch of teenager kids that have no social skills that are constantly taking things too serious. Especially when the alien section came up and they were doing the probing stuff. And then the part where they just fall nakedly on top of each other in a hallway and then start bolting. It's like... And then also the spa. It's a spa? Hot tub. Whatever you want to call it. I'm forgetting. My brain's farting, okay? I was fried after thinking about those two girls from high school. Bear with me. And the balls. Don't forget about the balls. This is the stupidest review I've ever made. Bear with me. But it was just kind of funny when you look at some of those scenes that happened. Oh my god, the chaos that happened. The people that complained and whined and whined and whined and complained. And did you forget about the balls? Yeah, the balls. And the balls. And the complaining. And it was just like, okay, just don't watch the anime. But overall, I highly recommend the anime. If you actually bed with this review, go watch the anime. If you have already, go read the manga. I'm actually going to start reading the manga after this video, so I'll be starting those 5 chapters a day, because I'm really interested to see where the story goes after the building exploded and that other girl died, because she totally is not alive. She is dead. She's officially gone. Rip bozo, as the kids like to say. And hopefully he finds his balls, because it's really sad to know that he doesn't have his balls while he's getting sidetracked because he can't find his balls. I'm stopping. Again, great anime, absolutely love it. It's absolute stupid. So much good about it. Just don't interact with the community and don't listen to my opinion, because my opinion is absolutely stupidly weird. Again, if you like this video, hit the like, subscribe, and I'll see you beautiful nerds in the next video. Still a harem.